Hello there, hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Man United have total agreement with Real Madrid for Rafael Varane transfer. We've got more time now to get Rafael Varane on the board because France got knocked out of the Euros by Switzerland. Rafael Varane wants to join Manchester United. It recently said Man United were progressing with the Rafael Varane deal. Florentino Perez recently gave us an update on Varane. He insists that Real Madrid have not received any official bids for Varane. Real Madrid do believe that Varane has agreed terms with Man United. The other week, there was talks of a Paul Pogba and Rafael Varane swap deal. He said Real Madrid rejected Man United's offer to swap Pogba for Varane. He said not so long ago we could get Rafael Varane for around 40 to 45 million pounds, which is a bargain. Real Madrid rejected a £50 million bid for Varane because it said they were demanding £80 million. Man United have been in negotiations with Rafael Varane's agents. Varane's current contract at Real Madrid expires next year. He's refused a contract at Real Madrid. Fabrizio Romano mentioned that not so long ago. We went in for Varane 10 years ago under the Sir Alex Ferguson era. Varane is regarded as one of the best centre-halves in the world. He's highly experienced, and if he comes to the Premier League he will exceed expectations. Varane and Harry Maguire would complement each other very, very well in our backline if he comes to Man United. Varane has got a great pedigree as a player. He's won 18 major honours at Real Madrid. He's been a long-serving player at Real Madrid. He's been with them over 10 years now, and he's made over 300 appearances in all competitions. Varane is demanding £400,000 a week in wages. He says Man United are unwilling to meet his £400,000 a week wage demands. Now, Paul Pogba is irreplaceable. Paul Pogba scored a fantastic goal yesterday for France. He did well, Paul Pogba, throughout the tournament. I hope Paul Pogba stays at Manchester United for next season. I think Paul Pogba will be happy to stay as long as we match his ambitions. Now, the other week, Pogba came out and said that he has more freedom with France than at Manchester United. I think it said we want around £72 million if we are to sell Pogba in this summer transfer window. He's had a long-running transfer saga. He's been linked with Real Madrid. He's been relentlessly linked with a return to Juventus. Pogba did endure 4 good years with Juventus before he rejoined Man United. There has been talks of a Cristiano Ronaldo and Paul Pogba swap deal. PSG have been in for Pogba. Mino Raiola has held talks with PSG's president. It said PSG stepped up their interest. PSG want to partner Pogba with Wijnaldum in their midfield. And Kimpembe said that Pogba would be welcome to PSG. Barcelona and Inter Milan have also been in for him before. As it stands at the moment, Pogba's our most expensive signing because we paid £89 million for him. And he's endured 5 seasons at Man United since he rejoined. Mino Raiola has obviously been desperate to get Paul Pogba out of the football club. He did a lot of talking last season. He did say that Pogba wants to win trophies at Man United or at another top European club. He says Pogba's future was in doubt. Last season, Mino Raiola also criticised Sir Alex Ferguson for forcing Pogba out of the club when he was younger. He also said he doesn't give a fuck if he doesn't take another player to Man United as long as his clients are happy. He said as well last season that he's got no intentions of destabilising his client's season. And he made an admission saying that he was working quietly on Paul Pogba's transfer. And he made an announcement back in December last year regarding Pogba, and Solskjaer was furious with Mino Raiola's announcement because it was just before the game against RB Leipzig in the Champions League. Sky Sports News said not so long ago that Man United were in ongoing talks with Pogba's representatives over a new contract. He said, "We want to make Pogba the Premier League's highest paid player with a new 5-year contract worth £104 million. That equates to around £500,000 a week. We fear losing Paul Pogba on a free transfer. We fear that he's running down his contract to leave on a free. His current contract expires next year because last season we triggered that 1-year extension on his contract." And Solskjaer came out and said that he's hopeful Pogba will stay and sign a new deal. But we have been getting the best out of him in recent months. He does bring creativity to the team. In quite a few games last season, we played him in an advanced role. He's much better in an advanced role than he is in a deeper role. At one point last season, Pogba was out with a thigh injury for a while, so he was a big miss, and he's had some ankle injuries at Man United. Now, obviously, you know the news on Jadon Sancho. Sky Sports in Germany said yesterday that Manchester United and Borussia Dortmund have agreed a fee of €85 million for Jadon Sancho. €85 million equates to around 73 million in pounds sterling. The Daily Telegraph said that Man United are expected to formally agree a deal for Sancho this week. Jadon Sancho is set to become the second highest paid player at Man United because we're offering him £350,000 a week in wages. So yeah, the personal terms have been agreed, the agent fees have been agreed, a fee's been agreed, and a 5-year contract has been agreed. The Athletic said though that Man United are nearing an agreement for Sancho. Fabrizio Romano did say that Jadon Sancho's transfer to Man United is almost complete. Romano did mention that Liverpool were interested in case one of their stars left. We had an opening offer of £67 million rejected for Sancho. It said, was it last week, that Jadon Sancho's medical was delayed. It's likely he will undergo his medical after England's involvement at Euro 2020. And Borussia Dortmund made it clear that they want Jadon Sancho's future resolved before they begin their pre-season tour on the 23rd of July. And not so long ago, Borussia Dortmund told us to pay a take it or leave it asking price of 77 million plus add-ons. Dortmund have identified their replacement for Sancho. It's Donyell Malen from PSV. Earlier on this year, Borussia Dortmund told Jadon Sancho that he can leave the club. So then obviously Solskjaer made him a transfer priority. The Jadon Sancho transfer saga is about to end at last. It's been a long running transfer saga because we've been in for Sancho now for like the last 2 years or so. Dortmund lowered their asking price from what they was demanding last summer. Last summer, Borussia Dortmund's valuation was £108 million. We was reluctant to meet their £108 million valuation. We was only willing to pay so much up front. But last summer, Jadon Sancho to Man United was extremely close. Don't forget, Dortmund set a deadline last year. They said we had until the 10th of August to sign the player. We missed out on that deadline, so Sancho remained at Dortmund. Sancho endured 4 years at Borussia Dortmund. He scored like 50 goals in 137 appearances. Had a contract with them until 2023. Dortmund paid just £7 million for him from Man City back in 2017. So Dortmund are making a huge profit on the player. I think Solskjaer's made it clear that he wants 4 more signings when Jadon Sancho to Man United is official. There's a very, very good chance that Eduardo Camavinga is going to be our next signing after Sancho, because he says that Man United are ready to make a move for Camavinga once Man United have completed the signing of Sancho. Man United have met with Camavinga's representatives. Man United have set the price for Eduardo Camavinga. We can sign him for £40 million. Rennes sporting director has said that Rennes have been in discussions with other clubs over a potential transfer for Camavinga. Rennes are prepared to cash in on Camavinga rather than risk him leaving on a 3. PSG have been interested, Arsenal have been interested, and so too have Real Madrid. Camavinga has made like 82 appearances for Rennes. He's been in their senior squad since like 2018. He made his debut at the age of 16. He's been at Rennes since 2013. He's only the age of 18. I am expecting Manchester United to endure a very, very good summer transfer window. I am very convinced that Solskjaer's going to get the players he wants to recommend in. Because obviously the board did say, didn't they, that they'll back Solskjaer with summer signings, plus a new 3-year contract, despite the Europa League final loss to Villarreal last season. And obviously Joe Glazer promised Manchester United fans that Solskjaer will get the funds that are available. Joe Glazer attended a fans forum on the 4th of June, which was earlier on this month. It was his first attendance in 16 years. Solskjaer's actually been told though that there's no funds available for a centre defensive midfielder. Said not so long ago that Solskjaer has already decided on his transfer targets. He said he wants to strengthen up in 4 positions. If we can make around 4 signings or 5 signings in this summer transfer window, I'm convinced we can challenge for the Premier League title next season. You know, this summer transfer window is Solskjaer's 5th transfer window as permanent Man United manager. He said just before the summer transfer window opened that Solskjaer had been given a 150 million transfer budget, you know, to buy around 4 or 5 new players. Next season is going to be massive for Solskjaer, and I think he is aware of that. Next season will be Solskjaer's 3rd full season at Man United. I'd say next season Solskjaer's got to win a trophy if he is to remain Man United manager. Because Solskjaer's not yet won a trophy, and we haven't won a trophy since 2017, which is 4 years ago, and that's nowhere near good enough to our standards. Solskjaer's been in charge of Manchester United now for like 30 months, which is over 2 years. He's obviously been permanent Man United manager for around 27 months, because in his first 3 months, you know, he was the interim manager. Solskjaer did very, very well as the interim manager, so the club decided to give him the job permanently back in March 2019. But Ollie does deserve next season. These United fans that are Ollie in, there's also United fans that are Ollie out, especially with that loss to Villarreal in the Europa League final last season. But I can assure he isn't the long-term manager for Man United, and I think a lot of United fans will agree with me on that aspect. Solskjaer has under a year left on the current 3-year contract he signed when he got the job permanently back in March 2019. Reflecting how long Solskjaer's been at the club, he has gained some managerial experience and he's learnt quite a bit on the job, but Ollie doesn't have a proven pedigree as a manager. You know, before he was with us, he was at Molde. He won a few Norwegian titles and that at Molde, but they're not a big club. He enjoyed 2 spells at Molde, and before that he was at Cardiff, and Solskjaer enjoyed a very short tenure at Cardiff. His record at Cardiff was absolutely disastrous. Solskjaer's decision making is very, very poor as well, because in a lot of his games at Man United he's been tactically naive. But the reason Solskjaer is still Manchester United manager is because he's a club legend. That's what's basically saved him. Disregarding being a club legend, I can assure that he wouldn't have been here now. Solskjaer did enjoy 11 years as a player for Man United. He flourished under Sir Alex Ferguson's guidance. But you know, a lot of things really that I've got to credit Solskjaer for. I think Solskjaer's done a good job. You know, I didn't expect him to do as well as he has done, so in that aspect I am shocked. Solskjaer was inheriting a lot of deadwood when he came in. He's still inheriting some deadwood now. When Solskjaer got appointed in as Man United manager, he assured everybody would get their chances to express themselves, including the young players, and more or less everybody's being given their chances. Solskjaer is good at developing young players, so I've got to credit him for that. Solskjaer knew when he'd taken over at Man United it was going to be a massive job, despite knowing the club through thick and thin, and he knew he had a lot to do. I think Ole has made good signings as Man United manager. When Sancho to Man United is official, I think that will be over £300 million Solskjaer would have spent. He's brought around 14, 15 players in, brought some academy players in as well. In the summer of 2019, Ole brought Daniel James, Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire in. In January 2020, he brought Bruno Fernandes in and Odion Ighalo in on loan, but Ighalo left in January this year. In the summer of 2020, he brought Edinson Cavani in, Donny van der Beek, Alex Telles, Amad Diallo Traore and Facundo Pellistri. We loaned Pellistri out in January. And in this summer transfer window, Tom Heaton's come in. Romano said not so long ago that Tom Heaton completed his medical with Man United and he's signing a contract with us until 2023. There's an option of a further year. And Jadon Sancho is incoming. Solskjaer's also got rid of a lot of the deadwood since he's come in as well. Not so long ago, we released 8 players. 6 of them were academy players. Can't remember the names of all of them. But not so long ago, we released Sergio Romero and we released Joe Pereira. Back in January, we loaned Jesse Lingard out to West Ham. He did very, very well whilst he was out on loan with West Ham. I think Lingard could be staying at Man United because it recently said that Man United is set to offer Jesse Lingard a new 3-year contract worth £130,000 a week. Lingard's got like a year left on his current contract. Lingard has demanded more game time. And he told Solskjaer in a meeting not so long ago that he wants to stay at Man United. West Ham want to get Lingard permanently, but they're struggling to meet his 25 million asking price. We loaned Teden Mengi out back in January, don't forget. We let Ighalo go, like I mentioned. Marcus Rojo left the club. Timothy Fosu-Mensah, he also left the club as well. A lot of other players have gone. Obviously, we loaned Diego Dalot out to AC Milan. I think he's leaving Dalot. We loaned Andres Pereira out to Lazio. Don't forget, we let Valencia go, we let Young go, we let Smalling go, we let Darmian go. Let Ander Herrera go, let Marian Fellaini go, let Sanchez go, let Lukaku go, let Angel Gomez go. We did loan Tahith Chon out at one point. We also did loan Dylan Levitt out. I think we loaned Dishan Bernard as well. James Garner, he's another one. So, there you go. In Solskjaer's first full season, he got us to 3 semi-finals and he got us a 3rd place finish. In his second full season, got us to the Europa League final, got us to the EFL Cup semi-final, got us to the FA Cup quarter-final, got us a 2nd place finish last season. And last season went the entire season without losing away from home in the Premier League. That is a record. So, there you go. But Ole is our best manager since Ferguson. He's our 4th permanent manager since Ferguson. Three managers we've sacked since Ferguson was David Moyes, we sacked Louis van Gaal, despite him winning the FA Cup, and we sacked Jose Mourinho after 2.5 years, despite him winning the Europa League, the League Cup and the Community Shield in his first season. Also got us a second place finish as well in his first season. So you can say Mourinho did enjoy one good season at Man United. In recent years, we've overpaid for players and our recruitment policy has been poor. And in that aspect, the blame stems from the board, because the board haven't backed any of the managers that we've had since Ferguson retired. But, you know, like I've already said, I'm expecting Solskjaer to get very, very good backing in this summer transfer window. We must have brought around 39-40 players in since Ferguson retired, and we've spent over £1 billion on players, and I think that includes wages. We haven't won the Premier League since 2013, that's 8 years ago now. We have won 20 titles, 13 of them are Premier League titles. But like I said, we won't be the team we was under Ferguson, not in my lifetime anyway. No one's going to replicate what Ferguson did, and no one's going to last as long as Ferguson did. You know, Ferguson enjoyed, what, a 26, 27 year tenure at Man United, won 30 odd trophies, including 13 Premier League titles. So reflecting on that, Ferguson brought success to the club. But Ferg didn't settle in straight away because he didn't win out in his first 4 years at Man United. So that just indicates that it takes some managers time to settle in. Yeah, definitely Ollie needs more time at Man United. Not so long ago, we got our financial results. Our debt risen up to like 443.5 million. Our debt continues to rise. That is a concern. Woodward, we know that he's resigning at the end of the year because it got announced earlier on this year that he resigned as Manchester United vice chairman. Presume all United fans were happy with the news regarding Woodward. Woodward's had a 16-year association with the club. But Woodward's been one of the biggest problems at the club for a long time, so too have the Glazers. The Glazers have been at Man United for 16 years. They bought the club for 500 million back in 2005. A lot of United fans have been demanding the Glazers out. A lot of United fans were protesting against the Glazers at Old Trafford towards the end of last season. Towards the end of last season, it says the Glazers could be forced to sell Man United, but for only £4 billion. And they did apologise, the Glazers. Solskjaer revealed that, obviously because there was planning to scrap the Champions League for that European Super League. And yet, players are going to leave Man United in this summer transfer window. So reflecting on that, our transfer budget will increase. There's a good chance Martial's going to leave in this summer transfer window. There's a good chance Van der Beek's going to leave. Juan Mata could leave. Matic, there's a good chance he'll leave. Daniel James could go. Tellez, he could go. We could loan Brandon Williams out to gain him more experience and to get a lot more opportunities. Jones, we could offload him. Tuan Zebe, it's looking very likely he's going to be going. Delors, he's leaving. Pereira, will be looking to get rid of him permanently. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.